departing our impromptu oasis stop, featured in the last video, we continued to see the hunting dolphins and fishermen of the human variety. Our destination, Bahia San Marte, was not a new anchorage for us, and we like it because of its seclusion. The approach from the south is straightforward. However, from the north, the San Marcial Reef must be negotiated, and with the popular Agua Verde stop nearby, many cruisers give this place a miss. There was only one other boat present. We were surprised by the changes in the beach. In 2019, when we last visited, there was a combination of rock and sand. During our absence, swaths of golf ball-sized rock were thrown up by southerly summer storms, and it makes beach strolling a challenge. Looking down through the clear water along this rocky outcropping, I was amazed to see coral heads so far north. There were not many reef fish, but it would be an interesting place to snorkel when the water is warmer. As it was, I did take a quick dip off the boat to wash my hair. The next day, upon hearing on the radio there were only 3 boats at Agua Verde, we motored around the reef at Punta San Marte, took safe passage through the San Marcial Reef, and put down the hook. Lee was having no success with our finicky outboard, but John had the magic touch. This is the north anchorage, and Water Dog, arriving just after us, anchored in front of the village. We walked through the village and around sunset had delicious fish tacos at the restaurant while pangas arrived with their catches. Morning found us again on the move, passing in the middle between Punta San Pascual and Roca Solitaria. After rounding San Pascual and looking back, one can see the low sand spit, which is like a window on the northern Agua Verde anchorage. Heading to Puerto Escondido, the water ranged from flat calm to stiff headwinds. On the way, John caught a Spanish mackerel. To our delight, our outboard performed flawlessly in Puerto Escondido, and at the Marina restaurant, also named La Brisa, we shared pizza, listened to live music, and watched John and Christy dance. We met acquaintances of John and Christy, a Swiss couple, Robin and Amanda, who have sailed the Northwest Passage and who have a YouTube channel, which I highly recommend, SV Morgan. With the exception of Lee, we all decided to hike to Tabor Canyon, as mentioned in the cruising guide, Sea of Cortez. It simply said the trailhead began on the other side of Highway 1, failing to mention it was a 1.5-mile hike to get there. I managed to make it to the beginning of the rough part of the hike, and then had to call it quits and walk back. At my urging, they all carried on, including Blondie, and thanks to John and Robin, I was able to see this spectacular canyon. Including the Brandegee fig, which is endemic from Loreto southward. It usually occurs as a solitary tree on rocky outcroppings and does produce small dry figs, which birds consume. And yes, Blondie did find a way up to join the others at the top. On my last day, Blondie had a quick outing and then stayed behind at the boat. Robin, at the wheel, drove the windy road to Mission San Javier, and which we have previously visited in episode 53. The highlight of this trip was being able to visit with a local farmer and see his fields. My last few hours in Mexico ended all too soon, with a lovely send-off at the Laredo airport. And as the plane climbed, I found my eyes tearing at having to leave. La Brisa and her crew will continue north, and we hope our paths cross at Bahia Concepcion. Will we manage to meet up again before John and Christy leave the boat in Guaymas? Time will tell. So, until then,